Hi everybody, just today making a video on Zapier, however you say it. I'm officially calling it a piece of garbage, and I'm about to prove it to you. Right, so we've had a client who's saying his leads are getting lost, and I couldn't quite work out why, because I've got some clients who are doing hundreds of leads a day and haven't had that issue. So I decided to investigate, and I still don't know why, because I've replicated as best as I can within our development environment. We're not seeing anything that indicates that leads are being lost. But you know what? If leads are being lost, then the leads are being lost, and we need to find out what how we can help. So I'll resolve those issues directly with the user. But I just want to share with you what we've done. Right. So I decided to do a test where I wanted to pass 5 leads because I was concerned that maybe there was an issue with the load that the client was passing, because his decision tree is quite big, and also he's got quite a lot of content inside each of the fields. So I figured maybe there was an issue with Zapier not being able to pull the leads across before it passes over to the um, to the specific email marketing system. So I did 5 tests, kind of pretty much simultaneously, well, sort of within 2 or 3 minutes of each other. And I'll show you what I found. So this is in leads hook. You can see one, two, three, four, five. Oh, by the way, if you want to test, you can just add a plus something else at the end of it. Your ESP will recognize that as a separate email, but it'll all come to the same account. Okay, so it's a quick and easy way to do some testing. Right, now let's have a look at what's happening in Zapier. So you can see Zapier is showing me 1, 2, 3, 4 lead transfers, and I refreshed it so many times, and I can't get it to show the 5th one. But you can see on the leads hook side there were 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Zapier is saying it's transferred 1, 2, 3, and 4. I downloaded the results, and here they are. Let me just expand that. So you can see it's showing 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's basically 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's showing these top 4, but 1001 is missing, and you can see that that's. Sorry, let me just make it a bit bigger. Right, so you can see that 2, 3, 4, and 5 have transferred over, and while I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But okay, so this is the activity task, and as you can see, I've cleared everything out, so it shows me everything. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Check this out: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it's come from Zapier. Right. So what's happened here is the leads have transferred from leads hook, so 1 through to 5, and as you can see clearly in Mailchimp they're there. But Zapier itself is reporting only 4 have transferred. And I've gone into activity log. I've also looked at the backend developer system that they have, and I can't locate what's happened here. So the only conclusion I can come up with is that it's a pretty dodgy system. I mean, I've never been really a big fan of it, and this just proves to me that it is pretty much crap. Let me just pause this for a second. Okay, so that's what we have. We have 5 leads coming out of leads hook. Zapier reckons there's only 4 that have transferred. Unfortunately, Mailchimp has received 5, so 1 is gone missing. It's not being reported anywhere. I've waited about an hour or so. Maybe there's a bit of a lag effect in reporting, but I can't seem to find the 5th lead inside Zapier, but it has transferred across successfully. So that's the first things first. Is if you don't see a lead over here, don't assume that that it hasn't worked. The best thing to do is to check your ESP and make sure it's ended up there first. Okay, now I'm going to show you one more thing about the field mapping that I've done for this particular test. Let me just pause this for a second. It's a very basic zap. Pick a new lead from LeadsHook and send it through to MailChimp as an ad subscriber. But have a look at the template that we've got here, which is, this is the, I guess, the equivalent of field mapping. It's got a lot of text. Okay, so I've been wanting to test the payload. I kept thinking maybe payload's an issue, but clearly successfully payload has gone through as well. No errors are being reported, and so I think everything seems to be working really well. I'm actually I don't know what my next step is, so the next thing I'm going to do is possibly log into the client's or the user's Zapier account and check it out for myself to see if there's anything I can find. I'm actually a bit lost as to how to solve this problem of leads being lost, but because I can't replicate it. So anyway, so I guess the point of this quick video is that sometimes it's very easy to sort of assume that that it's a flaw, that something's not working, or that you didn't set something up right, when it could be very much the software that you're using that's buggy. We'd really do a lot of testing internally to make sure we don't have these sort of issues, and I'm happy to say that so far we're pretty clean on our side, and Zapier, being the big multi-million-dollar system, is can't even show the correct view history. So I'll leave it at that, and I guess just wanted to show you a bit about the tracing and also the field mapping, and which is they call it a template, and that successfully leads have transferred while Zapier is reporting one less lead. So it's important to make sure that you check in your destination CRM or ESP and make sure that your lead has appeared there before looking inside Zapier. I've even found in some cases that leads will show up at the ESP, and then Zapier will update its user logs or view or task history maybe even 20-30 minutes later. So there's a bit of a lag effect in Zapier, and we can see in this case it's actually incorrect. It's forgotten to report one whole lead that's transferred across. Now this is a very basic, simple test. If you're doing leads at volume, you should reconcile from time to time randomly what's happening inside LeadsHook and also what's happening inside your ESP, and just make sure. I wouldn't trust Zapier's reporting, which I've clearly shown here is quite flawed. I hope that gives you a quick overview about troubleshooting, and sometimes these things are quite painful, but that's what you have to do. And as you can see, I don't have any date range here, and I'm doing the same refresh over and over again, and I can't seem to find one whole lead that's transferred over. Thank you, and bye for now.